We're going to be talking about in breakout groups. What are our goals? And I would like you guys to unmute yourselves while you guys are doing that one. And for the spring league and winter league for your team. And this could be short-term goals like we want to score more goals than this full season. We want to finish the league higher division. We want to go up a division and some creative goals as well. And coaches, you give your goals as well in that. And then we're gonna go from there. Okay. And let's see the groups. Let's go with John Ford. Raymond is in one group. Dwayne, let's move you to group one. And Jeff. All right, Jeff and Dwayne is going to be the group one leader, and John and Raymond is going to be the group two leader, unless we have another coach in here too, and they can step in as well. All right, guys, please talk about the goals for Winter League and Spring League. Yeah, and then we go to the training session after that. We're going to be spending about 5 minutes on this. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Just join the teams, groups.
Dwayne, are you able to just jot stuff down? I don't have a piece of paper. Most of them joined the Zoom, but for the 17s, what I want us
That's weird. He wasn't recording the whole time. Did you just hear that too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Every time I join the group, that's when the recording continues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
and something like we need to improve for this winter and season coming up is that we need to talk, cover, press together, and just open up, like just start passing more.
so maybe
Andrew,
so
thank you.
better communication. I heard better communication and more passing.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it.
Let's see who else we got in here. Brody, Aldo. Who else is in here?
All right.
Vlad, Neva. Go and speak up, guys. Go and unmute yourselves, or I think you can type in the chat too. But we got just a couple minutes. I'd like to hear from some other players.
Yeah. Hey, please just unmute yourself and say what you got to say, because I'm not looking at the chat to write it down.
Okay.
I'm Hazel from the 2016 girls, and I think that my team just really needs to work on talking.
Application. You said 2016?
Yeah, 2016 and 15.
Thank you, Hazel. Here's for communication.
Brody, you had something to say?
Yes. I'm Brody, play for 2011. I think that our team needs to work on our touches and our spacing and communicating and spreading out on the wide.
We actually worked on that this week. I was the one running the training session on Wednesday, Brody, and I agree with you. And we start working on that.
Okay. All right, Brody got touches, spacing, communication. And what's
Hey Ari, what's your goal for spring?
To do corner kicks correctly.
Awesome. I think we're getting there with that, but that's a great goal.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna actually put you guys together now. Close all the rooms.
Oh yeah, everybody hit leave now.
I think everybody's coming back into the chat now. So I'll ask Jeff and Dwayne, what are the things that your group kind of talked about? They want to see improve. They set goals for the spring and winter season. Are they not here yet? Yeah, they're not here yet.
No, if they didn't hit leave now, they probably lost. Probably got kicked out of the meeting.
Oh.
Since I've done a couple of these, I knew that. That's why I said right away, everybody hit leave now.
Yeah. Jeff, Dwayne, are you here? I think they came.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, I was asking you guys first, what is the goals of your group for the spring and winter?
Well, we had quite a few players chime in that said communication needed to
Okay.
be improved. So that
Okay.
was a big one. Um, First touches and passes was another common one that a few players touched on.
Okay.
And then I had said for the 17s, our youngest team, I really want to focus on improving our the speed of our attack or transition when
Okay.
we gain possession, is to be able to start that attack quicker and be able to get out of our end. So
Anything else, Dwayne?
you might be muted.
Dwayne?
He should be out of the room. I know you kicked you guys
He
out.
is
There you go.
he
There
is
you go.
here.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would like for our team to be more technical, play more technically, and also score more goals.
Okay. That's the goals. Okay. All right. So what about the Raymond's group and John's group?
Hey, you want to go, Raymond?
Sure. Yeah, I didn't get any of the we got one kid interaction. I didn't notice if anybody else was in there, but for the girls that John and I are coaching currently, we're having a pretty successful year, mainly due to the competition that we're up against. So we're really looking at hopefully advancing divisions to get into higher competition. I mean, we would love to go 2 divisions up in spring, just because we've already played one of the teams I think they're in. John, correct me. I think they're one division above us, and they're on the top, and we tied them playing 8. I only had 8 players, and I tied them 0-0. So our girls are defensively very strong. Offensively, we're scoring a lot of goals, but we've been really working on their speed of play. But I really want to see more attacks from the width and spreading teams out and breaking them down.
Okay. And what about the one kid from your group? What did they say?
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, Ari shared that she'd like to work on her corner kicks, getting good quality balls into play.
Okay.
She corners for our team, so
Okay. That's good. I mean, it's really important, guys, for you guys to set up some goals for your teams and share that with your coaches. We just did this little bit exercise to kind of get you guys comfortable to be able to do that with your coaches. And kind of seeing what your coaches think too for your teams is important. We hope more coaches come to these, of course, to share their opinion with you. I think it's really good for you guys to see that different parts of the things as well. A couple things that in common, of course, communication and moving of space, moving of the ball, and playing the ball wide, opening the game. So we're gonna do a coaches clinic pretty soon, and this is gonna be one of our exercises. When I'm gonna show you the first part of it, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of how to make decisions. So this is a roundo drill. Now we put the drill in the half circle, so you guys can make a circle of your own. So there is a roundo, which means that the blue team is trying to possess the ball away from red, but this is a little bit different roundo. There is a mutual player. There is a green player in the middle. So let's just say if this player is pressing this guy, this pressing this, the third player should be focused on defending the green player. So you are trying to possess the ball. Let's just say the ball. Oh, I cannot grab the ball. Ball goes this way. And if this player, checks in and finds this pass to that player right there, and they can open the game easily. They're going to be trying to actually connect with the green player in the middle. This is going to require the number 1 in the center mid. This is a center mid. Number 6 usually can work on this, or 8. Sometimes 9 you can use this too, to be more mobile and speaking. For example, like if the ball goes to this player from here, this player needs to recognize there's a space there and come into this space. And if he's being marked, maybe you can change direction and come back to the central again. And they need to be moving off the ball a little bit more often to be able to receive the ball. And they're the one trying to open the game to the opposite side. So we're going to try to make sure that these players are also moving off the ball to the sides. These players are going to be defending and also being aware you're working on a couple different things at the same time. 2 players pressing, but the 1 player is really focusing on the central lane. So honestly, the biggest success for the blue team is if they can find green. So, and that means green represents the goal. So, and green represents the other team's dangerous attacks. So if we just make them go wide, we are fine until they actually find the green and then start going towards the center. So that's the whole goal about pressing smart, and that you guys need to be communicating with each other. And so if you guys can keep, even if the red team steals the ball, let them be in the middle for a while. Usually, when you do roundo, you switch with the player made a mistake, but keep them there for a while. And then after a while, just switch these players with the other, maybe make them hold the jersey in their hand, red jerseys. So it will be easier to switch with the players outside, and they can switch and they can continue to do that. I like doing this exercise with 8 total players, 4 on the outside, 1 in the middle, mutual player. The green player, the center mid, and then the other team is pressing with 3. So it is not going to be as easy as you think. So some of the ages can make the numbers up to 5 blue, 2 or 4 versus 2 first to start with, until you get better at the possession. This is the first part of this exercise to be able to work on the communication, moving off the ball, finding central and wide options. So you're working on that. So when you do rondo, you're only working on really the wide options is the easiest one. And you only see the through ball when there's two players and you go to the other side, which is great. But having a central option right here makes the defense defend that player and also makes it a little bit more complicated when it comes to three-dimensional defending and attacking. Any questions? And coaches, do you have a comment about this?
Hey, Dodgy, when you're doing rondos, what instructions do you give the blue on how much movement they're allowed?
Oh, like they just need to be in the vision of the player, right? So if this player, let's just say in this game, looking this way, I don't like where he is right now. Why? Because the player is going to press. This isn't the reach of the player, so he should be moving away from the reach of the defender, right? So that means the next player should be moving here. And if this player is not looking that way, there's no reason for you to check in. You should be coming this way. Why? Because that's where the ball is going to be looking at to be able to open. And of course, green should be coming this way. If the ball is moving that way, what do we do now? We're going to be moving towards these areas. And unless there's like a spread out like this, maybe there's a pass through here. You can stay there, but recognizing the spaces where the player is looking at. So a lot of times, unfortunately, what we do is the pressure comes, let's just say here, and this player is still thinking he's open because he can see the player, but is he actually away from the reach of this player? He's not. So they need to move away this way. And that also is going to make the player maybe go that way. That means that this player can be open, or in this case, of course, if this player has the ball, like the blue has the ball, the green can be in the true ball right here, and they can possess the ball. My bad. Again, this is really hard to control these ones, and go this way and that way. And of course, the player moving this way. And we're constantly understanding that we need to be moving towards where the ball is looking at and away from the reach of the defender. That's one of the biggest things I focus on when we're possessing the ball in rondos. And that's a really good question, actually. And also, I want to make sure that we understand, if you look at a player too long, what happens? We were kind of talking about this yesterday. The player is going to press there. So that's going to open a way for you to see the centerman. So if you look at a person on the wide too long, then do not pass it to them. Pass to somebody else. Oh, again, I grabbed the player instead of the ball. Right here and right here, right? So do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if you get the ball, and if you pass the ball right away to the player right here, it's a good ball. But if you waited too long, what happens? Defender is going to respond. But when they respond, that also opens up somebody else's way this way. So utilize that. Try to make better decisions with that. Does that make sense, guys? Raymond, is that what you're talking about, kind of? Or
Yeah, no, that was perfect. Usually when I get high school players in rondos, they stand on the outside and they don't move at all. And
yeah, that's not good.
No, and I just wanted to make that clear. Like, yeah, you can move around. Don't just stand in your little spot.
Yeah, and it's not good. Like you actually have getting bad habits that way. Unless you're doing a really short rondo, like a very small, and it's one touch, two touch, it's more about your touches, not movement. That's different. But in this exercise, it's all about movement off the ball and trying to find spaces. Any other coach, any comment about this?
So, what's the maximum amount of players should you have on this rondo? Like 6?
It depends on the team, like I said, but like I would like to keep it like this. Unless it gets really hard because defense is doing a really good job, maybe eliminate one defender first and to start how they successfully do it, and then after a while, put that third player if they're getting better at moving off the ball. I would say 5 players. So you make one circle here, one circle here, one circle there. Depends on how many players you have, right? And obviously, you guys are not going to have this much space, so you need to utilize the space you have in your teams, and maybe give them breaks. Maybe you do one, and then these guys are getting tired, right? So put a new after 5 minutes, put a new defensive team, new attacking team, and kind of keep rotating them if you have limited space. But this is definitely a good exercise for you guys to have a coaching moment about where to move off the ball. Like if this player is still standing here when the pressure is coming this way, they're not open because this player can reach that pass. So they need to be moving away as far as they can from the player. And if the player responds to that, what do? We need to utilize this space now. That's the stuff that you need to be coaching points for them to understand the moments. Any question about this? So this is the first part. So John, Raymond, Dwayne, and who else was there? Jeff. Is there any other coach in here? Nope. Okay. So this is the first part of this exercise. Now, this is the one we've been doing this week with the high school, and I just did this exercise with the UPSL, probably the best team, honestly, talent-wise in UPSL is CGAM, and I'm working with them, and we did this exercise with them. Depends on the numbers, of course. This could change. If you can see, there is actually usually we do this exercise with 3 grids. Forget about the green and forget about these outside options. 3 grids. These players do 3 passes and they pass the ball to the other side when usually 2 or 3 players can enter to the other side trying to steal the ball. If they steal it, they're safe. Ball goes to the other side. Now the blue team has to go try to press. You come from the middle lane. You see 3 teams. One team is here, the 1 grid. Second team is here, 2nd grid, and 3rd grid. But in this one, we're making it a little bit more complicated. This is one that professional teams work on. So they specifically target specific areas. For example, so what you can do now, you can press with 3 players. Let's just say yellow team is trying to steal the ball, right? So your job is minimum. Now you can possess the ball with each other, but minimum find 2 of the greens. So if you find this green, and he finds you back and you find one of these greens, they can go up. So the only person who can put the ball to the other side is the greens. But you need to minimum connect with 2 of the greens. So if you guys are getting pressure and you pass the ball to this player and this player finds this player and they're closing the green right here, then can you open the game to the other side green? And if you open the game from this green to this green, 2 players touch the ball. That means it's time to go to the other side. The player is going to pass it here, and the yellow team is going to press this way now, trying to steal the ball. And these 2 are going to have to come back to this lane, right? And they need to be aware, though, to go to the other side if they're opening the game well. So if this player passed the ball, we would really like you guys to not to necessarily use the 2 players to the same player. We want you to really find other options. The green in this team can go anywhere. He doesn't have to stay here. So he can come in here and connect with this ball, and he can open the game that way. Now you guys are safe. You can go to the other side, and yellow is still in the middle if you did success. If the pass goes out, like just say blue's pass go out, or it's a horrible pass, or you missed it and it goes out, and blue, unfortunately, you'll be in the middle now, and the yellow team will be safe. They're all going to be coming this way, and they're going to be spreading out, and you guys are going to be the one depressing, and you're going to be in the middle if you make a mistake. This is a little bit complicated, but if you understand it, it's going to be really good. Making sure that you create triangles. So yesterday, when we did it with the younger guys, 2011, 2010 group, not a lot of players showed up. We did this exercise. So we did it with 4 players. So to be able to create 4 players triangles, you need to make sure that you actually, because if he's not here, you need to make sure that 2 players are deep, but 2 players need to be up, 1 wide, 1 central, so you can create these triangles when the ball comes to you. Like for example here, bomb, 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 and then they can open the game. And in this case, they had only 2 players can enter. Questions, coaches? Or players, if they have it.
So Dodgy, just to again to clarify, the goal of each side, in this case yellow or even the red team, they need to find 2 of the greens before it can advance to the opposite side. Is that correct?
Yeah, and green has to advance it for you, not
Right.
you.
Right.
So
So you can't play it. You couldn't play a ball, say play it wide to the center green, then have them play it back for like a drop and then a long ball across like we do.
I mean, if they both touched it, technically you can.
Yeah.
if they both touched it, but we really would like them to advance the ball. These guys are the advanced players. So in the game, we need to start recognizing specific players to get the ball too. And this exercise is gonna make the players actually look up and find players instead of just finding the first player they see. They're gonna actually target specific players to be able to open the game. So if this player is closing up, and this is also good at communicating and pressing. So if this guy is going and then he's gonna go this way, so you're gonna close this option and you're gonna cut this pass, so you can lead them one way, right? So and if he moves this way, so what do? We need to cut this pass and we need to cut that pass, and we need to be aware of this guy, and this guy needs to be telling them, hey, green is coming in, so he needs to be more compact. So this is gonna make you guys communicate more, move the ball faster. And after you get comfortable with this exercise, you can do 2-touch max and even 1-touch for some of you guys, more technical teams. And honestly, once it gets to 1-touch, this goes amazing. And if the team is good, this is gonna look really good on you guys. Questions? This is complicated for the younger ones. Raymond, John, this could be a challenge for you. Brian's team could be a challenge. Akif's team could be a challenge, or younger Jeff's team. But you can make it less complicated. You can start with some easier options or less players to start with, but this is definitely the mentality and the rewiring of the brain that we want to address. For example, them actually looking and finding not the first person they see, but can they try to find the green on the outside? The best outlets are what? Up, going up, center, and wide. But the best one's usually the wide option. And a lot of our players, unfortunately, they don't go there. So we want them to rewire their brain to try to find these options and try to find specific players. This is also going to make the green and your center mids move more to be able to be more open. If they're just waiting here, they're not going to be able to help your team at all, right? So they need to be moving. And as well as these guys, they need to be moving off the ball. They need to be a good option off the ball and making sure that they're an option for your players. Okay, I would like some comments from the coaches if you understand it, and if you have a question, what could be added to it, or what could make it less complicated for your team, or if you didn't understand it, please ask, because we don't want the exercise to look bad in training.
Okay. All right, it's Dwayne here.
Yeah.
So we actually did this training on Tuesday, the 2012s, but we didn't do it correctly. We did pass it to the greens 2 times, but we was having either side kick the ball to the other side, like the yellow kick it to the red. So in that aspect, we did it wrong. And also the greens pretty much stayed in their grid, like the middle guy. He didn't go to either side with the red or the yellow. He just stayed right there in the middle. So next week we'll run this drill correctly.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Dodgy Raymond.
Yeah.
So I got a question about as the ball is transitioning. The blue team, I think, in this scenario is the defense. So as the ball transitions over to the red side,
Yeah.
then what is the key here? So the ball makes it across, blue has to come and defend, but what is red doing? Are they just connecting passes? Because it's going to be pretty easy to hit your first green.
Yeah, I mean, they need to start closing up, and this is what they teaches them is a transition, right? So, for example, let's just get the situation. So let's just say they connect with this guy, he passes back, and the yellow guy opened it to green. Now this ball is about to go to the red, right?
Yeah.
So this is when the 2 players in the middle start running to the red side.
Oh, they can advance. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the moment they see it coming, they can start going advancing to the other side. So they learn transition. So your players now not only learning, to actually attack and open up, but they're also understanding now we need to defend.
Yeah,
They're about to come back. So I would definitely recommend this exercise for you all. This is a little bit too advanced, maybe. So this is an exercise. I did it a little bit different. This is an exercise that Bayern does. And this is an exercise that Chelsea did. under Tuchel and company does this. I changed it a little bit. So what I did is I added the center mid too. And what they do is they do a couple different ways. One, they just keep the outsides, but they can kind of go after they find one outside, they can go to the other side. I made it a little bit more complicated to try to make sure that our players look up to find more options, and made it a little bit of our own kind of exercise. I like this better. And today, when we did it with Seagam, they didn't understand it right away, right? Because number one, they weren't paying attention to start with. But once they understood it, they were like really like yelling at each other. They were like trying to get on each other, like you need to be coming this way, you need to be, and they start communicating. They didn't realize what it was doing to them. They actually start communicating with players who never communicated before. So it was really, really good to see them start understanding. They were, trying to do the right thing, and they're trying to lead their players to the right idea. They were frustrated first, but when they realized what the exercise was doing for them, they were starting to enjoy it a little bit more too. And once they get that, the game was one touch, quick, bum, 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 one touch. And Raymond, at one point, I told them, all right, now guys, you have to find all three green players to be able to go to the other side. And that got really complicated. Because once they get to the second one, that was easy. But the third one, they start marking that area. And they had to be creative. Like they should be finding this guy first. Because if they don't find that guy, they're just going to be marking that guy now. So they were getting smarter as the game went.
Yeah, I really like this drill, and I'm gonna have to find a way to simplify it just a little bit for our age group. But I love this concept.
I will minimize the numbers if I were you, because you're not gonna have the space like this, right? Anyway, I would just go maybe 3, 3, 3, and one outside, one here, and but making sure that the 3 doesn't stay flat, right? So if this is the only 3 you have, let's keep these guys out. And let's just say there's only 3 players pressing, one press here this way, right? The other one is coming, or 2 players pressing, let's just say. Then this player needs to be coming in here, but that player needs to be up too, right? So we can actually connect maybe this, what am I doing? We can actually connect with this guy and that guy. So a lot of times when you do 3, they lower the numbers, they're all going to be in the same flat line, unfortunately. And they cannot be possessing the ball. So the only thing they're going to be doing, Raymond, like they're going to go wide.
Yeah.
So you could make it a rule, because we have only 3. You can say you have to pass it inside first once to go wide. And that way they actually need to be moving off the ball more to be able to create those triangles for you and have more options for yourself. And that way you can kind of manipulate the idea. You can manipulate and make it better for the numbers that you have. But if you can get to a point that you can do maybe minimum 4, 4, 4 and 2 outsides, and outsides maybe could be coaches at this point until you guys get more numbers or better, and then go from the movement of the ball within your team, within those gaps. But I think there's definitely got the idea of it, trying to find 3 options to look up. And that doesn't mean, though, another point you guys need to make as a coach, they don't have to pass the green right away. If it's not open, if this guy's smart and covering that pass, then try to find the pass to each other. So recognizing that you just need to be patient with the ball until that player is open, right? That's when the real smart soccer players are created. If you want to possess the ball, that's how you're going to create them. And that's what's going to make our players better with possession anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep. Well, like saying that, Phil Johnson, I'll probably be able to do a bigger grid like this.
Oh yeah, definitely. So this Monday you don't have Akif's team, so you can use the whole field for that. So that's great. Yeah. Any comment, John? Do you have anything?
No, I agree with Ray. I think it's a great drill. Looking forward to running it. No further questions.
John, you remember I showed you this yesterday,
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
and you kind of saw how it was working and what was not working, and some of the coaching points I point out. Just step in and start showing them that coaching points.
Yep.
Okay, so anybody else? Jeff, do you have any comment? Brian, if you have any comment?
No, not really. I just I know there is a simpler version that I've used before when I first started. Just not using not having any of the greens basically.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
call it the three grid. This is an
Yeah.
easy. You do
Yeah,
three
exactly.
passes and you go to the other side.
Yep.
But this is more complicated. And but one big thing, they cannot go, and nobody can defend here, by the way. They cannot go outside these.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I mentioned that. So making sure that you guys do that. But it's gonna make them understand how important it is for you guys to have wide options. How easy it is for them to come out if their players, because in the game, unfortunately, your players will be right here. But
Yeah,
if they go
exactly.
as wide as they can, this is going to be really easy to get out of the box, get out of and transition is going to be much easier for you guys to go.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean my kids are I haven't done it in a while, the 3 grid. But I'll definitely do that this week and then, get them used to that and then I'll use the greens,
Yeah, I
to
think it's a good idea to start with the regular one and then
yeah.
change in the exercise as it goes. But this is why maybe you missed this part. I start with the rondo with the green in the middle, three
Mm-hmm.
players pressing, and they can move and they're possessing the ball, but they're trying to find the green in the middle too, as well as they pass to each other.
Yeah, which I actually did that one video you did send me this week. I used it yesterday, so they actually did
Yeah.
not do too bad. So it's kind of about the same that you're pointing out right now. So
Yeah, I think Akif sent it. He sent it to me, but I already know that one, and I was
yeah,
gonna actually. This is the one I like better because two players is easy. They're just gonna be this. If this player is just marking this guy, they're just gonna find the outside every time. But if you have two players pressing, that means the green really needs to be moving away to be able to even touch the ball. The green recognizing even it goes wide to receive the ball, but he needs to recognize spaces. So if you're going to be training your number 6 or 8, this is a good one for you guys to utilize for sure. And then utilize it here too. So you can use this guy as a 9 that wants to find spaces and go to the other side. So if I am going to be coaching again, let's just say I would also put a keeper here and a center mid here and a keeper up there for their footwork. So then I'm going to make minimum 3 players, right? So let's just say this player has a player pressing them and they're covering this area and this guy is cutting this area. So you can drop it back to keeper. A keeper can open the game to this guy, and then this guy can find a center mid or one of this guy's moving. He can find him, and this guy maybe opens the game to the other side. And same thing can happen on the other side to the green. So we can actually introduce keepers on the outsides as well. I think that'll be the next level of this, but you do need a lot of numbers to be able to do that too, right? Any opinion on this, guys, too? Okay, so this is an exercise that points out a lot of the weaknesses of the players. Defensive knowledge, tracking back, transition. A lot of times you guys are not, because of lack of communication, 4 players going to step. When the ball goes to the other side, they don't realize they need to be running back. They're just going to be staying here, so they're not going to transition well. So these are the issues going to be coming up. So I would recommend if you guys are doing low numbers, have subs because they're going to get tired after a while. and making sure that you're going to keep them fresh and give them breaks, because this is a very intense drill that is going to be doing a lot of transition. Communication is going to be a big must. So, for example, one of the things that I told the CGAM guys today, they were pressing the guy here, and this guy actually cut the pass to the green right here. That was really good. And he pressed it here, cut the pass, and this third player came here. That was really good job. So the idea in here now is this guys that stayed behind, they need to communicate. Like if this green is coming to the space now, we need to communicate. Like this guy, the furthest guy maybe, should say, hey, go follow him. And now we mark him. He's not going to be able to get the ball. And he's also need to be aware of, any kind of quick ball to the opposite side, to be able to come back and maybe defend the deep player right away. So we need to be all aware of what's going to happen next. It also teaches them not to overcommit, because if they all overcommit and the players skip that and right away go to forward, we're not going to be able to recover. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, that makes sense, Coach.
Yes, coach.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Very complicated, I'll say. Definitely hard. But I think if we start somewhere, this is going to be teaching them a lot of decision making that our players do not usually do. And I'm going to be honest with you. So this is tough.
I do, Gaji, I do
but-
like that as an improvement though. Based on the three
Yeah,
grid,
like,
it is
but like
it is a good.
8-year-olds, 9-year-olds that plays in academies around the world, they do this kind of stuff. Their intelligence are very high. And I don't think we should expect anything less from our younger ones too. But of course, getting to a point that they need to understand it, and we need to challenge them with a little bit harder drills as we go. And then by the time that they did this 3-4 times, you're gonna start seeing results after the fourth time. But if you give up after the first or two, they're not gonna get this for sure. Then they're not gonna get smarter. So there's gonna be a lot of struggles. So the first couple times you guys do this, they're gonna struggle. And even the 2010s, 11s struggle this week with this one. But once they get in the rhythm of it, is there anybody from that team? James, is that you from the 2010 team? Shy to talk?
He replied on the chat. He said no.
Okay. Oh, he's the younger one. Okay. Is there anybody from that team that was here the Wednesday? Davi, you were there, right? Can you speak up? Davi cannot speak up. Yeah, Davi, can you just unmute yourself and speak?
Yes, I was there.
Okay, so was it really hard for you to understand?
No, not that much.
So what did you think about the exercise though? When you guys get into the rhythm of it?
Pretty good.
Okay, he just doesn't want to speak. Got it. Okay, so as the game the practice went on, I was really hard on them at the beginning because they weren't paying attention, they weren't listening, and I got really hard on them. And then boom, they start getting some of the stuff, and once they get in the rhythm, they actually start to look really good. And I was expecting to be harder on them, but they actually did really well. They were moving the ball, they were quickly moving the passes, and it's really important they get into that speed of play and try to do quicker passing instead of waiting for things to happen. And one of the biggest point that I made to them, if you get the ball and you're looking that way and you waited too long to pass the ball, that means the player went that way. So find the through ball at that point. Oh yeah, I grabbed the guy again. Find the through ball at that point and he can open the game for you. But this is unfortunately sometimes our players do this dumb thing. He gets the pressure and he looks too long to pass to this guy. So this player goes there and we still try to pass the ball to that player. If you waited that long to pass the ball to there, okay, that pass is no longer valid. So we need to make sure we find the center at that point. So this is actually a trick against the other team. If you look at wide and make the defender go to wide option, that means you clear the center. Just look at the center, or look at to open the game to the other side through. We want to make sure we utilize this, and then they start doing this really, really well. And I think John was watching the training, and they did a couple times really well in that. And that's the exact point that we're trying to make, making better decisions on the ball and be more creative. All right, guys. So this is the exercise that we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, different versions of it for the different ages. Thanks for coming tonight. I appreciate you all, and thanks for setting up some goals for yourself. If you have more goals, please share it with your coach in training, personally, and what you want to see from your team. And that might even give an amazing idea to the coach. And if he or she recognizes that majority of the team wants to get better at something, maybe they're going to be like, oh, these guys recognize something. I need to give them that, because they're staying together as a mutual opinion that, let's just say, we need to get better at corner kicks, or we need to get better at free kicks, or we need to get better at defending corners. And then they're going to be possibly focusing on that too. Players, you have the power if you guys mutually talk and you guys can share things. Sometimes you see things better than us coaches within the field. That's why I step in and play with you guys, because I get to see some of the things that we don't get to see from outside. As a player, I get to see it. So it's really important for you guys to share more information with your coaches. Thank you guys for it today again. I appreciate you all coming. I hope this was useful for you all.
Thanks, Algie.
Thanks, Dodgy.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Fun.
Thank you guys.